It's just how things are. So it's about making valuable time. So if I'm on, say, a certain website for 4 hours a day, you best believe the reason I'm there for 4 hours a day is to make myself 1% better every day. So I need to be learning from that website. So there might be a video where I'm learning something from, or a new language, or just something I need to be learning.
Can you speak to that 1% a day thing? Because I think the power of that incremental growth over time and how it compounds is lost on a lot of people. And I think that's a real powerful lesson. Like, you know what I'm saying though? Because like 1% doesn't sound like much. Most people are like, "Wow, I want to be 500% better." But I know what you're talking about when you talk about that 1%, because I've spent time like learning about habits and how growth happens. I'm curious. Yeah, could you speak to that a little bit?
Okay. That's based on society. It is. So
Facts.
everything we do today, we've been socialized into doing it. Everything that we see around us. So when we were a lot younger, this is like because we're older than Jesus. So remember that. Yeah, you're welcome. You know, when we
Peace
were
and love to all the Christians out there. I really am though, man. Jesus made it to what, 33?
bro,
Yeah, I passed that a
he
while
didn't even
back.
start
fam.
living his life, you know.
I passed that a while
Like,
back.
30 what? This guy more than you. You know.
I'm older than you.
More than you know. At your age, At your age, 33. You are leading 12 people to where? They are disciples. Jesus, what time are you coming home?
Could you imagine?
You know, it's like,
Could you imagine if Jesus with African parents, like
Boy was African,
walking
right?
around? Well, he was, right? But, like, leading 12 men and a
Proper
prostitute.
No, 11 men and a prostitute, bro. What are you talking about? He was the 13th person, number 13, Jesus. So he had 12 disciples.
He didn't have 12 disciples.
He had 12. He had 12.
Said that he was leading 12. Oh, so she was one of the disciples.
Yeah, fam.
Was Mary Magdalene one of the disciples?
Yeah, fam.
Shame, I never knew that shit.
Bro, listen,
Alright.
12 disciples plus Jesus, 13.
I thought it was a 12 disciples plus the lady of the night. But anyway, go ahead.
Let me this my Jesus, you know, come back in African accent, leave me alone,
Leave my
He was
Jesus-
there trying to
leave
be
my
nice to people. They
Jesus
killed
alone.
him. Like, just imagine like the Romans looking like Arnold in Predator. They're like, oh, there's this man out there. He's the man of God. He says, you know, the rumor mill back then, YouTube back then. They were like, oh, he says
YouTube back
yeah,
then.
innit? YouTube
BC.
Well, technically it wasn't BC because it was before Christ. So just you know, just you back then.
YouTube during Christ.
Yeah, you.
Alright, go.
DC. Jeez, man. I get cancelled now. So back then, YouTube were like, yeah, this man out there, he says the son of God, innit? And then the Romans were like Arnie and Predator. If he bleeds, we can kill it. Like, yeah. What did they do? They made him bleed, right?
They did.
And they killed him, right?
They did.
If he bleeds, you can kill it. Anyway, blasphemy.
Fucking hell. Good.
Society, as I was saying,
Society.
just here's what it is, right? So in our time, if I sent you a text message, I get a reply back in a week. It's called letter writing.
Okay.
I learned patience in life. Everything on me taught me about patience. If I had to call you, it had to be, okay, I'm going to give you a call on Tuesday at 4 p.m. on that number.
Yeah.
So whatever you were doing, you had to be there on
Yes.
Tuesday
Yes.
at 4
Yes.
p.m.
Yes.
So you learn patience, you learn discipline, you learn focus.
Facts.
If you wanted anything, you'd have to cook it, you'd have to do all that. So you have to cook it and eat it. So you learn patience, you learn focus, you learn discipline, you learn to cook, you learn everything. So everything around you had taught you that if you want anything in life, you need to be patient with it. You need to give it a bit of focus. So you were now socialized to do everything like that. So when it came to you getting better, you already had that because everything around you taught you those principles.
Okay.
Now, you text me and you expect me to reply you in 2 minutes.
Everything's instant,
you're
right?
impulsive.
It's
Impulsive.
instant.
You want something, you get it now. Think about then. I have a camera, I take a picture, I have to now take the film.
I remember. Do you remember when you had to go to the chemist?
There you go. Take the film to the chemist
You
and
had to
then
go
give
to
a
the
couple of
chemist.
days and pay the money, and then you see the pictures like in 3 days time you have your photos. That's how it was.
But it's a different appreciation with that, right?
Everything taught you focus, taught you discipline, taught you patience. So now
It's the opposite. It's the
everything
complete
you have
opposite.
keeps saying faster, 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 faster.
Instant everything.
Everything. You take your phone, you take a picture, you get it now. You want to eat, you hear don't cook, just eat. Just text someone, boom, 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 your food is there.
I got one for you. I remember being at school, and if you had to do an essay, you'd have to go to a library to do research. Do you remember those days? You'd have to go into a library. You'd have to communicate with human beings.
I used to love.
You'd
I
have
used
to go into you'd have to go and research stuff. Like it was completely different. And
Peckham Library, Holborn Library.
I think I feel like the level of learning and growth that comes from that's completely different because now you have to interact. You have to be resourceful compared to now where you just like Google it. Google Scholar or whatever. Everything's so easy. So there's no value to it.
And then when someone tells you something that they know, they're like, "Where are the stats?" I ain't seen the stats. Oh, send me the link. Man, you have a phone. Do it yourself. Well, yeah. So patience is gone. So when you tell someone to do things a little bit every day, they don't have the patience to do it every day. They want it all now because everything around you, society is telling you can do it now. You want this whole thing, you can do it now. Like when I want to go and play a game, I have to go to the shop to buy the game.
Yeah.
You can do it now on your phone. Just download it.